So my teenager is big into app games, and he's been playing the Stranger Things mobile game a lot lately. And it didn't take long before he was pounding on my door asking if I knew the game version of Max had supernatural powers. Okay. Maybe that's a weird game design and all the characters can use Eleven's powers. But no, Max and Eleven are the only characters who possess any powers in the game, and their abilities are not the same. Okay, now that's weird. I could see a continuity error like this happening with a legit 80s game, but developers today are very precise with their stories and characters because gaming has become such a huge, lucrative industry, and app games are a huge way to promote a series or movie. So is the game giving us clues for season 3 and beyond? I can't be certain, but the more I've sat with that idea, the more details from season 2 come to mind. Even the title of the first episode of season 2 is Mad Max, and with all of the things going on in this highly anticipated return, the introduction of 8, the Upside Down leaking over, the giant hive-minded monster, Will being Catbug, Dustin finding Dart, why would the first episode of the season be named after a new supporting character unless she was so much more important than we are led to believe? Bob the Brain doesn't get an episode named after him, and Bob was the only one that figured out that Will was making a map. In season 2 episode 1, the Hawkins police station is visited by the conspiracy theorist who wants to talk about a local sighting of a Russian spy girl with psionic abilities. Of course, we the viewers think he means Zell because, well, who else could it be? But the surge of recent reports comes up at the same time Max moves to town, and the theorist guy Murray isn't just there for Barb's parents. Hopper says he's in the station all the time reporting aliens and other crazy things. So why did it take a year for Murray to hear about Elle busting up the grocery store? Then in season 2, episode 2, Max's stepbrother Billy is having a little fit, insisting that it's Max's fault that their family had to move to Indiana. That was a really bizarre moment, and it almost played out like Billy was the actual reason they moved. But this show is tricky, and it thrives on misdirection, so maybe Max really was the reason that they had to move. Maybe Billy pushed and prodded Max until she revealed her powers, and then the whole family had to flee. I mean, look at Will in season 2. He's not allowed to visit a real therapist or doctor. Will has to be tended to exclusively by the Hawkins National Laboratory due to the top secret classification of his issues. And hey, the process with Will appears to be pretty streamlined, so who's to say that he is the only kid the DOE is treating there? Not to mention, when Lucas tells Max about Will, she kinda laughs it off and refuses to believe it. Now, was that because she genuinely thought it was a dumb story? Or was it because the truth freaked her out and Max needed to protest too much to keep her powers more of a secret? It feels like a stretch to say that the latter option is correct, but can we really say for sure that it's not a possibility? Could it be that Terry saw the wrong child in the Rainbow Room and that Max is actually her missing daughter? 11 flat out says she doesn't remember ever meeting 8. And as I said in my last theory, I just don't think 11 could possibly be the real Jane. Millie Bobby Brown doesn't even have natural curly hair, so the creators really wanted to make sure that this little girl and 11 looked way different. And sure, we see Max's mother and stepfather, but that doesn't really mean much. Everyone in Hawkins is gonna think that 11 is Hopper's daughter soon enough, so maybe that test subject displayed no significant powers early on, so the DOE cut their losses and placed her with a family, and maybe part of that family's obligation was to stay near a Department of Energy facility and agree to bring her to the DOE for any medical care or psychological treatment. Let's see if I'm right. That would cover why Max's family moved to Hawkins when it's not a booming town with a lot of job prospects. That explains why Billy is so angry with Max about moving to Indiana. Being an outcast that was partly raised as an experiment would also solve why Max doesn't try to make any friends and just clings to the dorky guys. Really, the whole idea seems out there, but Max being an MK Ultra test subject covers more plot holes than it creates. And if season 2 has taught me anything, it's that conspiracy theorists are 100% correct. Yeah, I might be overthinking it, but that's literally my job. Well, that's all I have for now, but this video's not quite over yet. I get a lot of comments that say, do a theory on this topic, but I've already done those theories. So please consider going to my main channel page and clicking on the video tab so that way you can see everything I've done. You will probably find a lot of things you like that you never even knew that I posted. I want to let you know that I also have 2 other channels, Say Halo Goodbye Gaming and the Fanily Family Vlogs. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed enough to hit subscribe and share. I can use all the help I can get to let other people know that this channel exists. And if you made it this far, leave me a comment that says something like, "Hey, I made it to the end," and then let me know what kind of videos you want to see in the future. I can't make any promises, but the more people that request something, the more I can look into it. Okay, well, I love you. I'll see you in the next video.